Hey guys, HDvee here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got a ton of new stuff to go over for Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. We have some more hints towards potential Kalos DLC for the Generation 9 games. We've got a few other bits and bobs to go over. A scrapped Pokemon game from years ago has just kind of resurfaced. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, so if you're excited for the video, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes, it really helps out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we cover in today's video. Subscribe if you're brand new for daily Pokemon content, or ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way though, let's get into the video and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, let's go over this new potential hint for Kalos DLC in Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. Now, personally, I don't think it means anything, and I'll go on to why I believe that in a second. But basically, these new trademarks popped up, and so a lot of people are like, well, why are they re-trademarking Pokemon X and Y when Kalos is right around the corner for DLC potentially? So it was originally tweeted out by PokeExperto saying Nintendo, Creatures, and Game Freak have registered the Pokemon X and Pokemon Y logos in Japan. We do not know the reason. So it isn't just Game Freak, it's also Nintendo as well. But yeah, the fact that these have been trademarked, a lot of people are like, well, you know, Paldea is right next to Kalos, you know, France right next to Spain, you know, potentially Kalos DLC. And yeah, I think it is simply just because, you know, it's 10 years. And in fact, I think it says here on PokeExperto, you know, in 2023, it will be 10 years since the release of Pokemon X and Pokemon Y. It could be a trademark renewal since they expire in 10 years, which is most likely the answer, like 99%. Again, I'm not saying there definitely won't be some sort of Kalos DLC, but I don't think this is an indication of it. If they re-trademarked Kalos and not Pokemon X and Y, then fair play, because Kalos is probably a word that will potentially pop up in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, whereas Pokemon X and Y logos, they wouldn't pop up really, like, unless they called it like the Pokemon X and Y DLC pack or something like that, which I don't think they would. I think they just call it like the Kalos DLC pack or something like that. But either way, yeah, I don't think this is a massive hint towards Pokemon Kalos DLC for Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. Also, Soul Silverheart talking about this as well. You know, oh no, not Fuel to the Fire. Honestly, 99% has nothing to do with a future DLC/game, but that 1% though, Kalos. I mean, a future game, they'll obviously have to trademark Pokemon X and Y anyway, but again, Gen 6 remakes wouldn't be coming out for years. Yeah, we've still got Gen 5 to go first, so yeah, Gen 6 wouldn't be for a while yet. That will be like in Gen 10, which will be like, what, 2024, 5, 6 maybe, who knows. So yeah, I wouldn't really expect a Pokemon X and Y remake anytime soon, but yeah, these are just some new trademarks that popped up. It is most likely to do with the 10 years renewal thing though, because that is happening next year, but at the same time, I'm not saying that there was definitely not getting any Kalos DLC, because it is still potentially on the cards. And when I say Kalos DLC, I don't mean the whole region. I mean like just a slimmer, like just a small part of it. You know, maybe the very southern part that apparently, like maybe we couldn't have gone to in Kalos. So maybe it's a new part of Kalos that we haven't discovered yet. But yeah, I don't think this is a hint towards actual Kalos DLC. We actually have some other trademarks as well, which are really, really interesting. I don't really know what these are for. But either way, we have PokeExperto also tweeting out saying Nintendo, Creatures, and Game Freak have registered these trademarks in Japan, which is Loudbon and Braki, and they are the Japanese names of Skeledirge and Umbreon. So Skeledirge, I mean, I understand because that has just come out, so they'll obviously have to trademark that, even though I thought they already had done that. But Umbreon is a bit of a weird one. Like, Umbreon, you know, has it been like 10 years since the last time they trademarked Umbreon? A lot of people are thinking this is potentially something to do with like a Let's Go Johto or a Legends Johto or something like that, which again, trademarks I don't think are a great indication of it unless it is like a Pokemon that we haven't seen before. Like there's a Generation 9 Pokemon that's been trademarked that isn't in the Generation 9 game, so that is clearly a new Pokemon in the DLC. But when it is a Pokemon like Umbreon or something that they are trademarked, it doesn't mean that there's something that's going to be happening for those. It could just be something they have to do. But because it is a Generation 2 Pokemon, it's quite a prominent Generation 2 Pokemon as well. When you think of Umbreon or Generation 2, you know, Umbreon and Espeon are two of the Pokemon that you do kind of think of pretty quickly, barring like the starters and the legendaries and stuff. They are quite standout Pokemon. So yeah, the fact that Umbreon has also been trademarked as well is a little bit interesting, but again, I don't know if that has anything to do with Let's Go Johto or Legends Johto. As much as I would love to see a Legends Johto, not so much a Let's Go Johto, but yeah, I don't think the Umbreon trademark is a reason for that. If, like I say, if Johto was trademarked or something, that'd be a little bit better, but at the same time, it is what it is. Moving on, we actually have this interesting information by Poke Serena saying a Paldea Pokemon popularity poll, which is a little bit of an alliteration there, conducted by GameWith, which is a large Japanese game guide site. So many alliterations here. Total of 177,829 votes were received, with 7,458 votes. Tinkaton is the most popular Paldea Pokemon from the poll. So from those nearly 180,000 votes, Tinkaton is the most voted Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet. Now, I absolutely love Tinkaton. It's one of my top 3, along with Scarlet. But yeah, Tinkaton straight up there and the #1 poll. And you know, Pokemon obviously look at stuff like that and like, okay, people like these Pokemon. People are drawn to these Pokemon in the top row. So let's potentially craft some more Pokemon that are like this in the future. But yeah, Tinkaton's really good. Second was Clodsire. Then Meowscarada was #3, which is interesting because a lot of people like Fuecoco more as the starters. Fuecoco comes in at #4, but yeah, Meowscarada, a lot of people generally like, in Japan anyway. This is, of course, Japanese people that have been like voting for this, or people that have been living in Japan. So it might be different in like different countries and stuff. Like, you know, if they did one in like, I don't know, America, it might be different. But in regards to Japan, this is the kind of I guess numbered top list or whatever. Yeah, anyway, Fuecoco, Ceruledge, oh my god, what are you, the little sushi thing, I can't believe I forgot his name, Sylveon, and again, these are just Pokemon that pop up in Paldea, these aren't just actual Paldean Pokemon. Tatsugiri, that's the one. Slitherwings, Lucario, #9, #10th is God of War and Mimikyu. 12 is Koraidon, which is quite interesting because I thought a lot of people liked Miraidon more. And then Gengar, Sprigatito, and then we have Umbreon is right there, Mousehold, we have Miraidon, and then poor me, Glaceon, Dracloak, Garchomp, Hydreigon, we have Volcarona, Charizard in #25, always making the list somewhere, Luxray, Iron Valiant, Eevee at #28, Skeledirge at #29, and then 30 we have Quagsire. None of the Quaxly line making that top 30, so yeah, I think Quaxly is quite down there on the pecking order in terms of Pokemon, but yeah, you have 2 Pokemon from the Fuecoco line, you have 2 Pokemon from the Meowscarada line, which is quite interesting because I think the middle evolution of Sprigatito is the best. Like, absolutely love it. But either way, that is the top 30 most liked Pokemon in Japan for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Moving on, we also have this, which was quite interesting. This is new details about a cancelled Pokemon DS game. And it was originally posted by Did You Know Gaming. You might have seen the video about it. But they've managed to uncover new details about the cancelled Pokemon Diamond and Pearl pinball project for the DS. We heard about the title in July 2021 as part of an internal Nintendo leak. Fuse, the studio behind Metroid Prime Pinball, was in charge of development. Did You Know Gaming spoke with Matthew Nightingale, who was an artist working on the game. So after racking up Metroid Prime Pinball, Fuse made a demo for the new Pokemon Pinball. It had 3 tables, which is travel, which is countryside, city, town, and gym. The first table represented Sinnoh's countryside, as it had nature-themed bumpers reminiscent of plants, bushes, and trees. Also, the time spent playing there represented the amount of time it took to travel from one city to the next. And then players would progress along the route, and different Pokemon will pop up on the table, including Diglett bumpers and Pikachu on a tree. After hitting a Pokemon with the ball to stun it, you'd use the touchscreen to tap on the Pokemon to catch it. You'd have to go quick about it, otherwise it'd recover and escape. There'd be a timer and that'd eventually hit 0, meaning you'd reach the next city. The city was more traditional, it had ramps, loops, and bumpers. In the third table, you'd take on a gym leader after deciding which Pokemon you want to take into battle. So this is how kind of Nightingale described the gym battle. So the gym battle was a double-ended table with your Pokemon battling between your flippers. As you completed ramp shots, you would charge up your Pokemon's powers, get the ball into the lock shot, and it would then blast the gym owner's Pokemon that was between the flippers at the top of the table. Had Fuse's work gone beyond the demo, Nightingale believes there would have been rumble support and an evolution system. You can find the full video for Did You Know Gaming below, so if you want to know more about it, it's obviously on that video there. But yeah, could have had a Sinnoh DS game for Pokemon Pinball. So I don't know if you're a massive fan of Pokemon Pinball or not, but this was originally in the works. Not sure why it got cancelled. I don't think they really go into detail. They might do in the video. But either way, quite interesting. It's another scrap Pokemon game to add to the list that we could have got. Anyway, though, that's everything for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please do consider hitting the like button down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. It really helps out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we covered in today's video. What do you think the meaning behind these logos are? These trademarks for the logos. Do you think it is just because of the 10 years thing or what? And also, why do you think Umbreon and Skeledirge were also trademarked as well. Let me know your thoughts on all of that. And then, yeah, the top Pokemon, and then, of course, Pokemon Pinball. You're happy or sad that that never got made. It's everything from me, though. Thank you for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell. But, yeah, have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time.